guys, I'm Shay and welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. And for this week's video, I actually want to talk about conventions, and not just anime conventions, but also just the Comic-Cons of the world as well. And as many of us know, due to what's going on in the world, a lot of our conventions have been either canceled or rescheduled for a later date. But now a lot of the more popular conventions, or the conventions that have a huge mass of people go to them every year, have decided to go the digital route. And what I mean by that is that they've decided to hold the convention pretty much online, and that's like showing industry news and panels, and basically still showing the stuff that a lot of people are really interested in knowing. For example, with Comic-Con, there's a lot of announcements and there's a lot of industry panels, and the same with the anime conventions like Anime Expo and so on and so forth. Now, so far we don't have a lot of conventions that are deciding to go the digital route. I know that WonderCon was one of the first ones to actually do a digital convention, which had about hit or miss kind of reviews. And I do know that Anime Expo is going this route as well, and so is BlizzCon, as well as, of course, Comic-Con. But now I'm curious, do we think that these digital conventions are going to last? Or are they just going to phase out and just be something that happened for this year due to the circumstances? For me, personally, I think it's a yes and a no, depending on, well, us. Us as the fans kind of hold it within our power on whether or not these digital conventions continue. I know that before there has been coverage of conventions. For example, you have news crews that go out there and they talk about the conventions. There's certain aspects of conventions that are kind of aired or uploaded onto YouTube at a later date, but we haven't had where they're like live digitally that we can stream it from our own entire homes. This is entirely very rare, and the only place I know that's ever done something like this is Apple when it comes to their announcements every year for the iPhone, the iPad, or so on and so forth. But the reason why I say it's kind of up to us is because if we are more open to it, and if we pretty much are okay with this, or we realize that this was kind of a cool thing to do this year, they might continue to do it every year. If it turns out that not a lot of people tune in and that people just don't like it, they may not do this anymore. And this might be the first and last time they decide to actually do a digital convention. What I also think is that it also depends on the how technical it is. And what I mean by that is, are there going to be any bugs regarding this? I know that honestly, dealing with technology, things can happen where the feed cuts out, the sound doesn't add up with the mouse moving of the people who are talking, and sometimes the audio cuts out. I know that a lot of things can happen with technical aspects, but I think that this can work. Now, for me though, I think that this could work. And I know I said it was kind of a yes and a no for me. And when I mean no, I kind of mean it's kind of based up to the fans. And when I mean yes, is that you can have a lot more people tuning in from their homes that weren't actually able to go to these conventions. And that's like everyone all over the world. As we all know, these conventions, when it comes to buying tickets, especially for Comic-Con, it can be really difficult. The tickets sell out really fast. They have a weird way of how you can get tickets. You may not even get tickets for all of the days. And maybe being someone that can enjoy it from their own home would be great. And the other aspect is like, what do you choose gets to air and what gets more screen time? Now, for anime conventions, some anime conventions allow fans to actually make up their own panels. So how do you basically structure it where a fan-made panel and an industry panel can kind of be on the same wavelength on being able to be aired in the digital space? Also, how do you choose, for example, when it comes to a voice actor doing a panel or doing an interview or doing a Q&A with the fans that are there over, once again, an industry panel or an announcement panel? How do you do that? As well as the fact that a lot of conventions are ran on a time schedule or a timetable, but there's so many different things going on at the exact same time. What do you choose to air first, or what gets precedence? These are a lot of the questions that would have to be answered pretty much this year, with a lot of the panels going, or with a lot of the conventions going digital. To me, the only way that I could see this actually working is if they did something like an app. I know people probably didn't want to hear me say app, but I feel like that's the only way it's going to work. And the reason why I say that is because, once again, I know Apple does announcements every single year, and they actually have an app that's on Apple TV where you can actually stream the current event that's also happening live, and also past events, so you can see what they came out with previously. But also since a lot of people nowadays have some sort of streaming device, whether it be an Apple TV, a Roku, or an Amazon Fire Stick, they are everywhere. So why not come out with an app? I can honestly picture, like, Anime Expo has an app where when you click on it, it has like what's currently live and what's currently has already aired for the day. They have all the different panels. They also have the Q&As, and they also have where if you as someone is watching a Q&A live with your favorite voice actor, you can use social media to be able to tweet them out a question. And of course, there's a moderator there to be able to help make sure that the questions being asked aren't inappropriate, and also to be able to ask the questions to the voice actor that people have put out or submitted online. I think this would actually be pretty cool, and I feel like it would be a great way to get a lot of people involved in it. But like I said, I think the best way for it to be able to work is with an app. And when it comes to panels that are made by fans, I feel like that would have to be up to the conventions themselves to decide if these fan-made panels are able to make it onto the app, as well as ask the people themselves, do you want to be out in a digital space? Do you want to be open to that? Or do you not want to be like that and just want it to be something that the people who are there are able to enjoy? Also, you have to see if these panels would get a lot of traction. Are these panels inappropriate? There's so many different aspects that would have to go into this, and having to sign stuff over, letting people be knowing that they are possibly being filmed. So many aspects to this, but I think it could work. Now, I know some people might say, well, this might actually bring down the amount of people that go to these conventions. And to that I say, no. If that was the case, then to me, everybody who has watched a vlogger go to Disneyland or on vacation or anywhere else, those vacation spots would go down in the amount of people that go. But they don't, because you yourself still, as the individual, still probably want to go there and experience it for yourself. You want to be able to eat that churro in Disneyland just like your favorite vlogger did. You want to be able to go on that water slide just like your favorite vlogger did, or the family that you saw do it. There are so many things that you probably want to do yourselves that you watching someone do it is not going to fulfill that for you. So I can honestly say, if I watch a panel that happens at San Diego Comic-Con, that's not going to make it where, like, well, I saw that panel, I'm not going to want to go to San Diego Comic-Con anymore. It's going to be like, no, I actually want to go to San Diego Comic-Con to experience this for myself. And if you're someone who's a cosplayer, you'll also want to go to these conventions because you'll want people to see your cosplay. But I just think it would be kind of cool. But I also want to know what you guys think. Do you think conventions going digitally this year will be something that will continue? And if they do continue, what would you like to see? Do you think an app would be the best way for this to work? Let me know. Of course, I definitely want to read your comments. For me, like I said, I feel like it's kind of up to us as the fans to decide whether or not this becomes a continuous thing. I kind of say yes, only because of the fact that so many things nowadays are changing. A lot of jobs that weren't able to be worked from home are now able to be worked from home. People are having to stay in a lot longer, so a lot of people's aspects of life has changed. And also this might become the new normal. So who knows? But yeah, let me know by commenting down below. Of course, like always, I do have links down below to my social media accounts. Feel free to check me out on there. It's my Instagram, my Twitter, and my blog. So check me out on all those digital spaces as well. And of course, I would love it for you guys to give this video a thumbs up. And I would love for you guys to subscribe if you haven't already. I would really like it. And like I always tell you guys, stay positive, stay nerdy, and in today's day and age, please stay healthy. All right, you guys.